I got back and I instantly knew, okay, I have to do whatever it takes to get back to Orlando, Florida, because I got the annual pass now for Universal Studios. That's good up for a whole nother 11 months. And I felt like there was so much more for me to do. I didn't get to go to a lot of the Disney parks. I only got to go to Magic Kingdom. So I really told myself coming home, like, all right, dude, like you got to get back there ASAP, at least one or two more trips before the new year kicks in. So I have been seeking opportunities. Let's just put it that way. I've been looking at how I can get flights for very cheap. I've been looking at how we can stay at the Universal Orlando Resort for as cheap as possible. And just a couple of days ago, I had to pull the trigger on a big decision. And it mainly comes from a deal, a discount, a sale, if you will, for Southwest Airlines, which is not my preferred airline to go to. I'm not going to lie. I like JetBlue. JetBlue is very convenient for me flying out of Providence, Rhode Island. But my sister put this deal on my radar and I could not pass it up. They were offering for about a couple of days, I think it was only like 3 or 4 days max. They were offering 50% off of flights. So I convinced a buddy of mine, Corey, to come with me on this trip. And we were both very flexible with when we were going to leave, when we were going to come back. We knew that we wanted to go in either late September or early October. That way we can experience Halloween Horror Nights for the first time ever. And we also wanted to be able to spend some days at the parks and the parks not be super, super crowded. So that's the time frame that we ended up choosing. What we did was we went on the Southwest Airlines app and we started putting all different scenarios for when we would fly in and then fly back home. And we just kept looking for like the lowest overall total price that we could find. Let me tell you exactly what it was. Wow, crazy. Yeah, so we ended up finding round trip flights for after taxes and fees, $117. That is the cheapest round trip flights I have ever come across for myself or, for booking other people. Unbelievable. $117 and we've got round trip flights. We've got everything we need under that. But there is a bit of, what should I say, a hurdle. We do have one hurdle for me to conquer, and I will document it for the trip and let you know how things go. But so we're leaving Tuesday, September 30th. We're leaving at 5:30 in the morning, which I have never done in my life. I usually fly out at least early afternoon, late afternoon. I'm not typically a morning person, but theme parks have kind of changed my ways a little bit. So it looks like I'm going to be waking up at like 3 in the morning that day, going to PVD. We'll fly out at 5:30. We'll land in Baltimore at 7 a.m., then jump on another flight from Baltimore at 8:20 a.m. and land in Orlando for 10:50 a.m. And then the plan is to take an Uber straight to the Disneyland Resort. We'll be staying at Pop, I believe. We haven't locked that in yet, but it looks like we're going to be staying at Pop. We'll check in, throw our bags down, and then head straight to Epic. We'll head straight to Epcot, where we will meet up with my sister, my brother-in-law, my nephews, and my niece, and we'll spend a full day with the family there at Epcot. Very much looking forward to that day because I haven't been to Epcot in a while, and there's just so much stuff for me to check out and do for the first time. Last time I was there, Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't open yet. I was walking by seeing the construction walls and being intrigued, and at this time we had no idea what the ride was. So now I'll be able to go and experience that ride for the first time ever, along with a couple of other rides that I've been meaning to get on. I've been on them before, but I just really, really want to get on them now that I'm a super nerdy theme park fan. stuff like Living with the Land, Spaceship Earth, like just really niche things that I want to be doing at Epcot. And then let's see. So after that day, we will go back to Pop and stay for the night. And then we will wake up. At that point, my sister is going to be flying out, and it'll just be me and Corey for the rest of the week. We'll wake up and we'll go to Hollywood Studios. We'll be at Hollywood Studios for most of the day. Corey is a big Star Wars fan, has never been to Galaxy's Edge. I'm looking forward to watching him experience it for the first time. And he's never been on Rise, obviously, because he's never been at Galaxy's, but he knows nothing about Rise. He's avoided all the spoilers. So it's going to be cool for me to live vicariously through him and watch him be blown away by all this amazing stuff at Galaxy's Edge. And then we're hoping to jump on Slinky Dog. I still have never been on that ride. Got to do Tower of Terror. We'll do Rock and Roller Coaster one last time with the Aerosmith theme on it, which I will get more into in our news stories. Then after that, we're going to Uber over to the Universal Resort, and we're going to be staying at Dockside for the rest of our time there. So we'll check into Dockside. It will be my first time there as well. Probably go to City Walk for a quick dinner, and then probably get to sleep pretty early, because then the next day we're going to go to Epic Universe. We're going to spend a whole day at Epic Universe. Cannot wait. It will be my second time there. Looking forward to experiencing the park now that I've been there once and I kind of know what to expect. I know what's worth certain kind of long waits, and I know what's not. Cough, cough. Mario Kart, cough, cough. Yeah, so we've got, we're going to do lunch at Burning Blade. We're going to go to Blue Dragon for dinner. For the morning, we're going to go get those mac and cheese cones at Isle of Burke. After that, it will be Friday. For most of the day, we're going to rest. Then it looks like we're going to go to Disney Springs for an early dinner. And then we're going to Halloween Horror Nights for the first time ever for me. We already got our tickets, and we also got express passes too, which I'm so stoked about. Wasn't even planning on getting express passes, but once Fallout got announced, Corey was like, nah, bro, we need the express passes. He's a huge Fallout fan, and I'm a huge WWE fan, and it looks like we're getting a WWE attraction or house of some sort. So for us, we're like, all right, we got to go all out for this one. We're going to be in all of our glory that day. So yeah, that'll be the Halloween Horror Nights day. We're going to go from start to finish all the way up till 2 a.m. Then we're going to wake up the next day on Saturday and do a full day at Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. I don't know how the sleep is going to be for me on that one, but at least if I get tired, I can take an Uber to the resort for a couple hours and take a nap and then go back. So looking forward to that one as well, doing all the rides. It'll be Corey's first time at this park as well in a very long time. He went when he was much younger, but this is the first time he'll be there with Harry Potter, with Velocicoaster, the Bourne Stunt Show. I think he didn't see either. Pretty sure that's kind of new. Yeah, and then our last day is completely open. So we do have some ideas floating around, other than just relaxing at the resort, which could end up happening too. But we do have some ideas of what we could do on that last full day that we have. I was thinking maybe unmasking the horror for a Halloween Horror Nights extra for us. We can do that during the daytime. Or we can just do a whole nother night at Halloween Horror Nights if we really, really enjoyed our first night there. Or we can do a park repeat. I wrote down that we can go back to Epic, or we can go back to Hollywood Studios or Epcot, or maybe even throw an Animal Kingdom in there. And then I threw in some wild cards. Maybe we end up at SeaWorld or Busch Gardens. We have the option. We have the flexibility. Nothing holding us back other than money, which is a big deal. We're going to have to save up a lot of money for this trip, but I think it's going to be worth it. We're going all out. Corey hasn't been in a while, and I have been wanting to kind of splurge on a Disney trip and just do all the little things, big and little things that I've wanted to do. So I feel like this is my one chance to do this with a good friend of mine, somebody that I grew up with, somebody that I know very well. We're going to try to plan the sickest vacation ever. And, yeah, just fucking celebrate our nerdy passions for things like Fallout, WWE, and theme parks as a whole. So that is the plan. Then the next day we fly out at 9 a.m. direct flight straight back home. And that's when the sadness will kick back in. But until then, we will continue giving you guys updates on our trip. And I mean, not updates on the trip. I don't think you guys really need to keep hearing about it, but I will give you tips and tricks and different things like that that I come across as we're planning, just because I feel like it might help some of you guys out, especially our nonchalant crew, you know, the fans of the podcast who aren't diehards, who aren't obsessed and don't know all the new ins and outs of these theme parks,